A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel, The Twin Flame Union. And interestingly, in this channeling session, there's another beautiful lesson that has been learned by the Divine Feminine. And any lesson that is learned by Divine Feminine, it will always be reflected in the energy and the lifestyle, the mindset of the Divine Masculine. Yes, for many of you, there is a strong trigger still there that, he did wrong to me, he has hurt me, he did not understand my love or my emotions, and also that he is a selfish person. But again, this is coming from the wounded Divine Feminine, the energy, and the wounded Divine Masculine, or say the cursed Divine Masculine, the cursed Divine Feminine. They are unable to see the bright side of everything. But in this channeling, they understand one very key lesson of this twin flame journey. And once anyone learns this lesson in the ascension journey, because ascension journey is what twin flames are destined to do and why they are primarily here. So anybody who's in the ascension journey will actually benefit a lot from this. And what is the lesson? The lesson is expectations always make you unhappy. Now, how does the Divine Feminine come to this lesson? I mean, we have all heard about this, that expectations should be set beforehand, or you need to have clear expectations from other people. Even when you go for a job, or even when you are in family ties, then your expectations are a deciding factor of what and how would you be experiencing in your interactions. Now, in the twin flame journey specifically, because ascension is a very personal journey, though twin flame journey, we all see that it's all about the Divine Masculine for many people. What is he doing? What is he thinking? Where is he right now? What is he eating? Is he dating someone or not? And things like that. And this is also an expectation by Divine Feminine, because actually the fear is of separation, and she just wants to know whether or not, even if he's separated physically, even if he's not there with her, she just wants to know, what does he feel for me? So there is a level of expectation. And say some of you stalk the Divine Masculine, your twin flame, who is not exactly a Divine Masculine energy right now. He's a wounded Divine Masculine. So he's unhealed Divine Masculine. He's not the actual Divine Masculine that is assigned to you. I mean, the person is the same, but you should see it like a doppelganger version or a look-alike version of your DM. So she realizes that she has been going through all of these series of heartbreaks and painful situations, or even in her financial situation, she feels very strongly that she always tries a lot, she works very hard, and just when she's about to get the opportunity, just when the opportunity is about to get manifested fully, she may even have it in her hand, the manifestation, but from there it will get diminished or it will get vanished and things will not happen. And that really frustrates her and hurts her. Now, also I'll tell you that this lesson, she does not learn this lesson when the Divine Masculine runs away. She does not. And she does not learn this lesson even during runner-chaser dynamic. She only learns it during the silent treatment she receives or the long separation she goes through. So once again, this channeling will apply to all of those people who have already experienced or gone through the long separation, or you feel that you're in the final stages of the twin flame journey, or you feel that your situations are improving a lot, especially financial situations. You were so dependent on other people, you're not dependent anymore, or forget about finances, you were emotionally very dependent on others. You had a major problem of codependency, and when you feel that all of it is actually smoothing out and going away, that's primarily because the expectation, she understands, the feminine understands that all my pain, all my trauma which means not the childhood trauma or the childhood pain, but all the pain that she goes through because of the failure of her relationships or failure of her manifestations, her dreams and intentions is happening because she's expecting way too much, or she's holding on to that expectation a lot, and because of which she is in the chaser energy. So what happens in chaser energies? Anybody, if you have chaser energies for anything, forget about the divine masculine, for anything, if you have chaser energies, chaser vibes, it will never happen for you the way you want it or when you want it. It will really make you run for it. It will really, make you go through sleepless nights. It will really look like an illusion. You want to catch hold of it. It looks like it's right in front of you, but the moment you touch it, it disappears. When the divine feminine is undergoing mission work, or when she is in that long separation and she realizes very most definitely and very sure, with surety she realizes that this person, the DM, is not contacting me, is not coming back to me, it's just not happening. So she starts focusing on other things, on more important things, on things that matter to her the most, because she has nothing, like she can't do anything about it. You can't, you get humiliated, and what can you do if the other person does not want to talk to you, or the other person probably has started dating someone else or gets married to someone else? What do you want to do at that time? You can't do much, right? You don't want to get arrested, or you don't want to look like a psycho person who is so mad for a man that she's just constantly pestering him and hounding him. And then she realizes that it's not the expectation she has for the divine masculine that is creating this energy in her. It's actually the expectation of getting true love, or it is the fear, because most expectations in the case of divine feminine are motivated, or they are driven by fear, or there is some kind of really strong fear-based energy in the expectation itself. There is a big difference in expectation and intention, because intention is a detached version of expectation. When you have intentions, you don't go like, oh, it should happen right now, or what should I do, or there's anxiety, or there's depression. All of that doesn't happen. And she also realizes that she has to stay apart from the DM. There are, not all cases are like that. There are some cases where the twins are living under the same roof. They got married also, and after marriage they got separated. Like the masculine gave a good fight, and even if there was any other difference between them, like the social status or color, caste, creed, age, nationality, distance, whatever it was, he was very bold, he was very strong, and so was the feminine. She has really good intuition. So they happen to get married and they are together. But after marriage, then they get into separation, and I can imagine even that can be very painful. All those people who did not get married and got into separation, your pain is the same as their pain. But then there are all types of cases, is what I really want to say here. That some of the people have to live totally away from each other, no communication, no contact, nothing whatsoever. And some people would be living under the same roof, but they will be living separate lives. They will be living in separate rooms. They may not even see each other properly. Even if they are eating dinner in the same house, they'll probably eat at separate times. One of them will eat outside. It will be a very very weird and very empty kind of a relationship. And it can go on as a phase also. It can go on for a month, it can go on for 2 months, or some of them are just together for the sake of something that they have chosen together. But then they could be dating other people outside, they could be seeing other people outside, or they could have formed an emotional connection elsewhere where they feel more liberated or they feel more happy. It may not be a sexual relationship, it may not even be a commitment, but it would be, like without words you are committed, or you are meeting every day, you're very happy to see each other. And there is this understanding, from the karmic also, that I don't want to disrupt the married life of the other person. So in that case also there is love and there is everything is there, but there's also a frustration as to why am I not happy with this person. And both of the twins actually realize that there is some darkness or there's some negativity, there is some wound that is stopping us to do so, stopping us to be happy with each other. If you are real twin flames, if you are actually genuinely in twin flame journey, then both of the divine masculine and divine feminine will always be close to your heart. You'll always feel the energy of the DM and the DM will feel the energy of the DF in their chakras. And whether it's a good relationship or a bad relationship, or it is bitter or sour, or there's a too much tension, that doesn't matter. But it is all happening because the expectations, both of them have some kind of expectations, but both of them are scared that it will not come true. It will not come to fruition, and that's because of the programming they have, from the background, in the background. So it is the feminine first who will realize this, that all this push and pull, all this runner-chaser dynamic, all this rubber band dynamic, and this silent treatment or this long separation, it's happening because she is very much attached to the expectation she has. She needs to release the physical expectation. There is one energetic expectation and then there is a physical expectation. Energetically, if you know that you are happy, you are with someone and they love you, and energetically if you understand, or just by suffering, going through life, just by the urge to change via therapy, via inner work, via practice, mind practice, when you accept that your connection will always be there, there's never any separation, and then obviously you have to go through those experiences. When the divine feminine starts experiencing miracles and unexpectedly things happen to her, or when she lets go of the control, she totally surrenders to the universe and she feels that, I don't need to make sure that everything is perfect, or I don't need to feel that I need to make other people perfect, or they should change for me. And then it will automatically apply to the divine masculine. Automatically, everything will happen automatically if you're focused in the mission, and if you're really genuinely serious about your healing and your inner work. That all of this that is happening in my life, everything that has gone haywire, or everything that hurts me, it is happening because of XYZ reason. And number one on the list is I have way too much expectations. I just don't want things to happen the way they are destined to happen. I just don't want things to happen in the way universe has designed it for me. Because maybe universe has a better plan, or maybe universe has a better style of doing things. Only when you let go of your own expectations and control, because expectation will always bring control. The need to control everything, the need to make everything perfect, the need to make everything follow a step-by-step procedure. In the theme of the universe, they don't follow any rigid patterns. The universe has its own way, its own style of doing things. And of course, you are a part of that universe. You are the part of the big divine mind. And when you come into alignment and when you let go of all the triggers and traumas, when you're healed, when you're getting healing, then one thing will lead to another. One thing leads to another, So this is the channeling that some of the divine feminines have actually learned this lesson. Now, I don't know how many of you will resonate with this, but I personally feel this is a very, very, very solid lesson. And what will happen on the other side? What happens to the divine masculine? Because both of them are mirroring the energies and opposite polarity. So automatically, when she learns this lesson and she starts applying it in her life, she is very amazed by the results that she gets. And this also reduced the negativity that she was having towards the DM and overall love life. It's love life is not just about the DM. Love life is about getting true love, or feeling true love, or knowing that you're loved unconditionally, despite whatever maybe your situation, conditions, looks. Nothing matters really. From the source's perspective, the source will love every single person exactly the way they are. A lot of people who can teach you this, they are people who are probably with some special needs, or people who have some kind of handicaps. And I have, in my own ascension journey, I have seen people who had really troubled childhood. They had the worst type of sex addictions. They had the worst type of traumas. And some of them probably don't even have body parts. And when they heal fully and when they become independent, they get married to a person who may not have the same deformities. In the worldly eyes, they could be normal. They would be, like they have all the limbs and fingers and hands, everything, all body parts are there. But when they get married to this person who has ascended now, and they have even crossed the limitations of the body. Say something happened in an accident, unfortunately, the person lost a body part, say a leg or a hand. But they somehow created a beautiful life despite that deformity or despite that lack, the physical lack. And they became so independent, they can do anything on their own. They can cross the roads, they can catch a train, they can, go anywhere, they can do shopping. They will inspire other people and they will amaze other people by their power and by their strength. Actually, a lot of handicapped people, when they come to planet Earth, before coming to planet Earth, this is their contract. They are here on planet Earth to inspire other people with their courage, with their strength, and most importantly, with the way they manifest their life. And they amaze people wherever they go. And I still remember once I was in the metro and there was a blind man. He was walking up the stairs and he was probably the fastest over there. He just asked me, so how I got introduced was he just asked me, excuse me, how do you go from here to here? And at first I didn't realize he was blind. So I just said that, oh, it's very easy. You can just go from that one corner. You get the ticket. Okay, you can go to this floor. And then I realized that he was blind. And the minute I told him that, he was very fast, and I was so shocked because he walked faster than me. He literally reached the ticket counter in seconds, And I was the one who was panting, and because I wanted to talk to him. Immediately after that, he took the ticket, he got into the lift, then I followed him, and it was a bit awkward because there were a few more people. And once I saw that, he was with no one around, I spoke to him and I said that, you're amazing. And he had a smile on his face and he was like, thank you. And I said that, how do you do it? Like, how do you figure it out? And he said, it just happens on its own. It's just intuition. And I was really, this happened a few years back, and I was like, when he said it just happens on its own, there is a power, there's a force. They follow it, and they know that it will lead them to the right way, in the right direction. So, as I end this channeling over here, I feel that whosoever is in that zone, is in that space, it's a really powerful place to be in. It's a really good place to be in, because this will help you to accept yourself exactly the way you are, your relationship dynamic, your divine masculine, good or bad. Because so far, how this journey is, at first, she meets him. She doesn't know yet, because at first it's him who actually, is more into her, and he's the one who tries a lot, and she feels it's just a fluke. She's not even believing it. And maybe he runs away for a temporary period of time. But every time he runs away, it gives her a feeling that, no, this guy used to really like me. I think I should talk to him. Or she cannot forget him, or she cannot get over him for some reason. She feels like there's something about this guy, that I should probably contact him. But if he has blocked her, or if he's just not decided to talk to her, it will not happen. When the right time happens, when the divine timing is perfect, they will talk to each other, and it will look like you didn't even make any effort. Without any effort, it happened. So, each time he comes to her, she feels that he likes her, but she's not healed. She's not 100% sure. And then she gives him the feeling with her actions, with her behaviors, with her words, he gets hurt or something. Always remember, nobody will run away from you after confessing or showing so much love, or after, doing whatever they do for you. They'll not run away until and unless there's a hurt or something they've gone through, something they've felt because of you. Now, this doesn't mean that you sit and feel guilty about it, because that phase of regret and repentance, it comes for the feminines first. And this is when that fear arises in them with their expectation of love. And then they start chasing. And the more they chase, the more he runs away. Right? So don't chase anything. Don't chase love. Don't chase money. Don't chase anything. Just keep doing your thing. That's what the universe is trying to tell you. You just be yourself. You just be real and natural. Just focus on being natural. And focus on the things that if someone runs away from you, then what should you do? Should you also keep, thinking about them and not live your life? No. If they run away, give them the space, give them the time. Don't think about them, because the more you think about them constantly, the more you create this type of energy. So thank you so much for being here with me. One love and peace out.